Get ready to learn my favorite travel tips and hacks that will save you money and time on your global adventures, whether you're a frequent traveler or just planning your next big trip. These tips I'm about to share are going to save you money and time. I'm sure some of these tips are going to be brand new to you. This is Mark, and along with my wife, Monica, we're currently traveling full time and working remotely, so saving money and time is essential to us. Let's jump right into the very first travel tip. All right, so the first one I want to share with you, and it's a Chrome extension, and it's free, and it's called Directo. And you can get this by going to getdirecto.com, or just go to the Chrome extension website and install it directly onto your Google Chrome, whether you're running a Mac or a Windows system. What makes this really cool is when you're looking for accommodations on Airbnb, on booking.com, or on VRBO, you'll instantly get notified if you potentially can book directly. And by booking directly, many times you can actually save money or get additional perks or even both on your booking. It makes it super easy to do. I already have it on my Chrome, so that's why it says remove. And then it's going to instantly work only when you're on those websites that I mentioned, Airbnb, booking.com, or VRBO. Booking.com, if you haven't used it, is a great place to go, which has hundreds of thousands of hotels as well as vacation rentals. And then Airbnb, most people are familiar with. Let me show you what this is going to enable you to do. All right, so if I went to booking.com and I said, hey, let's look in Madrid, and I'm going to look for an accommodation for 1 week in September, 2nd to the 9th for two people, and I click search. Now, what you're going to notice as you scroll down is you're going to see the Descripto icon in some of the listings. This means that you potentially can book this hotel or stay directly. Now, it's not a guarantee if you book directly that it will be cheaper, but realize if it's listed on Booking, this property has to pay Booking a commission, right? It could be 10%, 15%, 20%. It's quite possible if you book it direct, you can get some benefits. It could be a cheaper price. You get breakfast. Maybe there's early check-in or late checkout. It doesn't mean that if you go direct, you're always going to save money, but it can be worth trying, especially when you decide, hey, this is a property that I would want to potentially book. And as you scroll down, you'll see more and more of these. It's not going to be on every listing. And you can even click on that icon and immediately go to that website and you can go ahead and check if it's going to save you money. So let's say I decide on this one here and I want to see if I can actually beat this price overall. And I say it's 1,024 euros. I just click here to find a better deal and it will take me directly to the website. I put in my dates and I check availability. And immediately I can see something really great. I can see if I join their club here, which is free, it's literally just filling out a quick form, I'm going to get 10% off. So already, instead of paying 1,024 like we saw in Booking, I can save an immediate 100 euros for the same exact room by booking direct. And everything is included here, taxes as well. Plus, I noticed if I want to do breakfast, I can get breakfast included for 1,072 euros for the week. Let's see what that would cost on Booking. On Booking, the very best deal would be 1,271 euros. So that's going to save me 200 euros just by clicking and going to the website and booking direct. Now, there's not a guarantee that you'll save this, but I have tried this, and about, I feel like half the time, I can find a lower price or some type of additional perk or reason to book direct. This can easily save you 100, 200, $300 or euros pretty quickly just for a couple minutes. And it works equally on Airbnb as well. Again, you're not going to find every property you can book direct, but right away, here's one here that maybe if I really like this, I can check and see, can I beat this price? And don't forget with Airbnb, you want to make sure you look at the bottom line price where all fees are included to compare the price, because sometimes that might surprise you. If this is before taxes, it's going to be more than that. So again, all you have to do is just look for the D's as you scroll through, like this one here, and you potentially can book direct and save quite a bit. So that was great. You can definitely save a lot of money by doing that. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one, which can save you money, but also can make your travel that much more enjoyable. And that is by using status matching. So I want you to check out a website called statusmatcher.com. And I'm going to put together a future video really going over why you should do status matching and all the additional perks and benefits that you can get if you travel with any frequency. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. This is individual travelers who are sharing their efforts in order to use status from one airline or one hotel to match to another airline or hotel. For example, we recently matched our status on American Airlines. I was at Gold, Monica was at Platinum, and we were able to take that status and get KLM and Air France to match it across their entire alliance of airlines, which includes Delta, and dozens of other airlines. So now we have benefits on any of those airlines that we fly just by using one status and matching it to another airline and another alliance. And by the way, that gets us early boarding, it gets us extra checked luggage, it gets us lounge access at airports. So it's extremely valuable if you can do that. And it's a way to compound status that you've already earned in one program to others. So this is a really great opportunity that a lot of people simply don't know about. And it's available on airlines, hotels, and even cruises. For instance, when we cruised on Virgin Voyages, we took our status on Royal Caribbean. We got free high-speed internet, free laundry, a bar tab worth a few $100s, free drinks, priority boarding, and a few other benefits. Again, all by just taking status from one program and compounding it into others. So Status Matcher is really nice because you can go here and see people currently getting matches and how they did it. You just click on here and you can see what they're doing. You can break it down by airlines, by hotels. These next two are for those of you who are looking for great deals on cruises. There's two websites. One is cruiseplum.com, like you see up here, and the next one is going to be cruiseline.com that I'll show in a moment. Now, I've done other videos on Cruise Plum in particular, so I'm going to link those down below. I'm not going to go through a full tutorial in this video, but I just want to show you what's possible, why you can save an awful lot of money using this as your search tool if you're looking for an upcoming cruise. So I always go into standard search, and there are thousands of potential combinations here. So of course, what you want to do is you want to start to narrow down to start to look for the deals that you may be interested in. Now, Cruise Plum also has its own hot deals and last minute deals. So for instance, if I was to choose hot deals right here, and I said for 2 people, standard cabins, and I say, hey, show me the best deals you have right now, and group them by cruise line, you can see, for instance, this one on the Celebrity Eclipse, a really nice cruise ship. This is a transatlantic, and you can get a balcony cabin for as low as $601. Now, they do go ahead, and when you click to get more details, what I really like about Cruise Plum as well is they say, okay, there are taxes and there's tips. The nice thing about this is just $75 per person per day. Even on a balcony, it's no more than an ocean view, $79 per person per day. That's your hotel room, transportation, it's all your food, all your entertainment. Check out one of the videos that I've done, and I'll show you really how to use the search so you can pick your exact region that you want to go to, the months you want to explore, possibly the type of cabin. And it does an amazing job of showing you what the price will be. Using a search engine like this is one of the best ways to save money. Now, I mentioned cruiseline.com as well. I like to start with Cruise Plum, but then I like to go in here and sometimes put in the more specifics that I got from Cruise Plum. One of the reasons is because in here, you can see more reviews. So I may go ahead and, in this case, look at the transatlantic cruises. You can look at really any region in the pull downs. And I believe the one we looked at before was sometime in March or April. And I can see there's 115 different possible cruises here. And I just clicked that. But you'll see on the left-hand side, there's a way to start to narrow that down considerably. I only want a balcony. And in this case, I don't want to leave out of, let's say, Buenos Aires, Argentina. I only want to leave out of the US. So maybe I'll put Fort Lauderdale and Miami. And you can always click here and see if there's other places. There's even some out of New York. And from Cruise Plum, I got some really good ideas. So if you're not sure about a ship or a sailing, this is a really good way to learn very quickly more about that ship and read actual reviews that have been coming in. In addition, many times, if you go here and pull this down, you'll see there's a variety of different cruise travel agencies that you can ask for quotes from. Now, typically, they'll all sell the initial cruise for the same price, but then different cruise travel agencies will give you perks. They might give you onboard credit, $100, $200, $300. They might give some type of upgrade. Maybe they'll have some sort of free drinks or anything like that. So you can actually start to do a little bit of price shopping. You can just click these links and get direct requests from these different agents. You can even do comparisons here by clicking, and you'll be able to compare multiple different cruises, up to 3 at a time. This is also a really handy tool. Between the two of these, value, great deal, and honestly save a lot of money on your next cruise. All right, so we get asked all the time, how do we have data on our phones when we're traveling globally and worldwide? And this is the way that we do it by Airolo. You can see here, AIRALO, Airolo.com. You, of course, would want to go ahead and download the app on your phone, whether it's on iPhone or Android. Your phone does need to be unlocked with your carrier in order to get this. That typically means the phone needs to be paid for. If you're on one of those finance plans, no interest with T-Mobile, for instance, you're going to have to pay off the phone in order to be able to use these eSIMs. But eSIMs are incredible. I can actually set myself up before we get to any destination that we're going to. They have over 200 countries, including regions. I'll go ahead and set ourselves up for the European package, and it's 30 some odd countries. So as we're bouncing around, it's going to have full coverage, and I can do it in advance. So as soon as we land, it activates that eSIM on my phone. But I find the data is extremely cheap. A lot of times for $10, I can get 1 gigabyte to 5 gigabytes. But for $25 or $50, sometimes I can get 50 gigabytes and have it good for 90 days or 180 days. And it's just so convenient. It's way more convenient than landing on the ground, having to hunt in an airport for a SIM card for your phone, or get to your hotel and then have to go search in a new place that you're at to try to find a SIM so you can use data in that region. Now, of course, a lot of carriers like AT&T, Verizon, et cetera, do have international rates, but they can be really expensive. $10 or $15 per day. But do that over 7 days or 14 days, you might end up spending several $100s where I can get an eSIM and maybe send $5 or $10 and I'm good to go. Now, if you go on any long haul flights, I always highly recommend see if you can go ahead and get into business class. I know that's easy to say, but a business class flight can be $3,000 to $5,000. I don't want to spend that. More than likely, you don't want to spend that. The way that we do it is through credit card hacks and getting points on credit cards most of the time from introductory offers on brand new cards. I'll put a link down below as well for a couple cards that have a nice welcome offer that can really earn your way into 1, 2, or 3 business class seats if you use them. How do you do that? It's not like just going to Google Flights. You need to have websites like point.me, and I'll show you another one in a moment. Point.me does have a small fee. You can do some general free searches, but the fees are very small and well worth it. Literally within minutes, I can get options for using my points through Chase, CitiCard, American Express, Capital One, and then transferring them to a number of different airline partners and literally getting business class seats. I've done it for as low as $5 for a business class seat by using points. I would say over the years, we have probably saved hundreds of thousands of dollars using points to earn our way into business class seats on long haul flights. Point.me is a great way to do it. I've done full tutorials. I'll put links down below if you want to see a lot more details on how to use this website specifically. And pointsyeah.com, I like this one as well, and I've started to use it more and more. It's a little bit newer, but you actually get free searches. So with this one, you can search, you can pay more for more features, but it can be a really great way to start where you just put in the airport that you want to start in, where you're going, and you can search by certain airline programs and get an idea of what kind of points can be used. Another thing I really like to use or take a look at to see what's possible is this called Daydream Explorer. So this is fun because I can say, hey, anywhere in the United States to anywhere, or you can go ahead and you can put Europe, you can put Asia, and I can do date ranges. It's just defaulted these in, but you can change all of this. I want to look at just business class cabins. So let's get rid of economy. Who needs that? Let's get rid of premium economy. Let's go for the good stuff. And right away, you can see searches that people have done recently. This was Los Angeles to Zurich in Switzerland for just 45,000 points. There's bonuses on credit card signups that can get you 100,000 to 120,000 points just for signing up and a minimum spend. So you can imagine you could get 2 business class flights here from LA to Zurich. You do have to pay a little bit of tax. Here I've got San Francisco to London Heathrow premium economy, 47,000 points plus $5. Now, again, you can start to narrow this down. This may really help you decide on where to go next and use very few points to do that and very little cash out of pocket and fly 8, 10, 12, 15 hours in a business class seat. I'm not sure if you have experimented with ChatGPT, but I highly recommend you do. The new models are pretty amazing in helping you with travel planning. It could save you hours of time. Talk about one of the ultimate time-saving tips. And you definitely can save money too. I'm going to put a link in the video description below. It's a plugin. It's free. And it really helps me plan, let's say, a given day. I developed this for short excursions because we save tons of money by not doing cruise ship short excursions. But now I use it all the time, even if we have a day to explore a certain city or a town anywhere really in the world. For instance, let's just say we're going to be in Barcelona and I want to really have a nice one-day itinerary. So I'll just go ahead and type down below here. So I just typed in Barcelona, visiting in July. We want places to have some great pictures, give me some food recommendations, hit the top sites, but let's explore some places also that are not always heavily traveled. And I have 8 hours. Be specific with what you're after and go ahead and submit that. It's going to come up with a plan for you. I could have also told it that I only want to walk between locations, or maybe I don't want to walk. I want to go ahead and use public transit. You can do that as well. And you can see right away, this is hit, of course, some of the highlights that if you're aware of Barcelona at all, obviously the famous Sagrada Familia, the park. It's also going to give me some hidden gems and local vibes, which I like. Take me to this. This is a great neighborhood actually to walk around and explore. It gives me a lunch recommendation. I might go, you know what? I'm familiar with this market. It even gives me a stop for some treats here. Tells me how much time to spend. Remember, I did this literally within seconds. Think about how much time and effort you've gone through planning your trips in the past. on how difficult they've been and how many different websites you have to go to get something even close to resembling this. Just in a few seconds, we can have really a pretty incredible itinerary that you can then customize based upon what you're looking for and the people that you're traveling. All right, my final recommendation in this video is Priority Pass. A lot of you may have heard of Priority Pass, and when you're traveling frequently, it's the ability to go to lounges in airports really all over the world that you may not have access to. Now, if you use my status matching tips, many times you'll be able to get into a lounge. If you use my other tip using point.me and getting business class, you'll qualify typically to go in lounges for free. But what if you're flying economy or premium economy, or you just don't have lounge access? Priority Pass is great for that. The great news here is yes, it does cost on an annual basis. However, a lot of credit cards now offer this as a perk and a benefit. They will give you access to Priority Pass for the year, many times for yourself and a guest for free. It's another great perk that you'll see a lot of credit cards. My tip to you is look for credit cards that have great sign-up bonuses, but also have Priority Pass as a benefit, and you can save this money, and really it can make your experience in airports just that much more peaceful. Typically, a lot of the lounges will have free food, sometimes free alcohol, better internet. They're not all perfect, they're not all great, but you're not paying for them if you get it as a credit card perk. Plus, I've noticed more recently places that they don't have lounges. For instance, we were in Oslo Airport. There was not a lounge on Priority Pass that was available. However, one of the restaurants took the Priority Pass card, and we got about a 30 USD equivalent credit for each of us. It was enough to get lunch and a drink there in a really nice, pleasant restaurant. And you can just do a search, of course, to see what is available in lounges or in airports around the world. You can see at JFK, I put in, they have lounges in Terminal 1, Terminal 4, Terminal 5, Terminal 6, depending upon where you're going out of. You can get more information by clicking these. I hope you found at least 1, 2, or 3 different tools and money-saving tips here. Definitely, there's ways to save money and save a lot of time with the tips that I shared here today. I've got a lot more that I'll be sharing with you on this channel. So make sure, please, if this is helpful and useful to you, give me a thumbs up so I know you want to see that next video. I would love for you to subscribe and put in the comments down below. Tell me about some other great websites or travel hacks or tips that you can share with me and with the community here, because we're all looking to save money and save time on our travel planning. So look forward to seeing those as well. Back with you in the next video. Take care, everybody.